here we go. So this first one is a question from one of our Facebook viewers.
Okay.
And they wanted to know, fact or fiction, is it illegal to go through a yellow light?
That one is fiction. It is not illegal. It's not recommended. The lights are set up on a timer system, so when you see a yellow light, that's a notification that a red light is coming, so it's encouraging you to slow down or be prepared to stop. And that's what we like to see, is folks slowing down when they see the yellow. I know a lot of times that isn't what happens. A lot of times people have a tendency to step on the gas. Everybody's in a hurry, but that is not what we like to see. We like to see them slow down, but it's not illegal to drive through a yellow light.
Fact or fiction? The noise curfew in Willmar is 10 p.m.
That one too is fiction. So our city ordinance, we have a couple different ordinances that apply to noise. One is for noisy gathering, which is like people at a party, you know, the voices that you can hear. And the other one is for amplified music, and that applies to motor vehicles like car stereos or home stereos. But there's no time limit on it. It applies throughout the day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's not after 10 or after 8. We don't have a quiet time in Willmar. It applies all the time.
Now this next one again is from a Facebook viewer. Fact or fiction, is it illegal to ride in the back of a pickup truck?
That is fiction. It is not illegal. Some states it is, but in the state of Minnesota it is not illegal to ride in the back of the pickup truck. That being said, it's very dangerous, and we don't recommend it. You know, most pickup trucks, unless they've been altered by the owner, they don't have any restraint systems in it, and it's so dangerous. I mean, even if you sit in the bed of the truck, very easy to fall out. The sides are low. You know, I know it's pretty common practice for farmers to, you know, if you're baling hay and you're pulling a hay wagon, folks are riding the back of the pickup truck. We did it growing up, and it wasn't very safe when we were doing it either, but certainly for city streets, very, very dangerous and not recommended.
Fact or fiction? Police officers are obligated to show you the reading on a radar gun if asked to do so.
That one is fiction. They are not obligated in the state of Minnesota. Sometimes they may do it as a courtesy, or they may do it maybe hopefully to deter you from doing it again in the future, but it's not required, and generally it's not a practice that we engage in. Number one, it's dangerous for the people to get out of the car at a traffic stop. I mean, it's dangerous enough for the police who are standing out there. You know, we don't like to invite somebody out. Number two, it can be an officer safety concern too, you know, getting somebody out of a controlled area into our space, which would be the patrol car. But some officers will do it, and I've heard of some officers doing it too. So, but that one's fiction. It's not required.
Fact or fiction? Copper from a penny, when inserted into your mouth, can interfere with the breathalyzer.
Now that one is actually fiction. That's been an urban legend that's been around since I was in high school, I think. It doesn't affect it. You know, some of the myths are that it'll give an extremely high rating, which would then give a defense in court as to why the reading was so high. Some will say that it neutralizes the alcohol, but it does not. And typically anytime we administer a breathalyzer, we check the mouth for any foreign objects anyway. But even if you have a penny in your mouth, it's not going to affect it. Pennies are mostly made of zinc anyway. You know, they're not made of copper much anymore anyway, but it won't affect it.
Fact or fiction? Law enforcement must have marked cars for traffic enforcement.
That is fiction. So we're required for primary traffic enforcement, like our patrol vehicles. There are standards of colors in the state that municipalities must use. That's for primary vehicles, and we have lots of vehicles that aren't primary vehicles, undercover operations or for detective work. And they can still do traffic enforcement, but they're not our primary vehicles that we use for it, but they are still allowed to do traffic enforcement. So that one too is fiction.